it's worth saying that every single step we're going to talk about today is its own topic. Now, I'm going to give you the main points of each topic, of each step right now in this video. But to get the real detail, you can go back and watch the individual videos that I've done throughout this month on each of the individual steps. And to make that easier for you, what I have done is put every single one of these videos from the last 30 days into a playlist, which you can find on the homepage of my YouTube channel. So whether you missed a video, got stuck on a step, or just want to go back and get the positive reinforcement, they're all there. They're all in one place for you to watch whenever you need them, guys. Right. The very first thing that you need to do before you start anything else, if you haven't already done this, or if you haven't necessarily made the progress that you wanted to make this month, is to get crystal clear on what your goal is. And I want you to answer 2 questions. And I want you to answer these questions even if you feel like you've had a good month, because it reinforces that you're going in the right direction. Number 1, what are you actually trying to achieve this year? And number 2, and probably more importantly, why is that so important to you? Now, both of those are very important, and you need to get crystal clear on them before you go any further. Your why, the answer to the second question, is going to be super important to keep you sane when you're 3 months in, by yourself, demotivated, and don't know what to do next. Do not skip this step, guys. And you want to think big. You want to have one goal, not 5, and certainly not 10. The superpower that you are trying to unlock here, the difference maker between the losers and the winners, is maniacal, singular focus. You also need to get your head around the fact that whatever your goal is, whatever your big goal is for the whole of 2026, it's going to require sacrifice for you to be able to get there. This isn't something that you can just bolt on. If the goal is important to you, something else in your life is going to have to change. So with that in mind, the next question you want to ask yourself is, do my current habits help me to get to that goal? Now, most people, obviously, answer no to this question, which makes sense, because if they did, if the habits were aligned with their goal, then they would already have achieved it, right? So after that epiphany, that light bulb moment, now what you want to do is come up with 3 to 5 daily non-negotiable habits that you are going to stick to. And it's crucial that you make them measurable, daily, and tangible. Something you can measure, something you can see, and something you can do every single day. Now, this could be good habits that you want to add in, or it could be bad habits that you want to stop, that you want to remove. Hint, most people need to remove the bad habits before they add the good ones in. You have to make space for them. So whether this is the time you go to bed, how much caffeine you're having, how much water you're drinking, how much booze you're having, your screen time, your steps, your social media usage. But what I want you to do when you're thinking about your habits, if you haven't already got these locked in, or if you did set some habits, but you found that either they're not serving you or you're finding it really difficult to stick to them, is think about the leverage that these habits give you. The more leverage the habits give you, the better. And the more you can front load them in the morning, the better as well. You want to be able to do the hard stuff first. You want to be able to clear the decks and get it out of the way. Because if you start your day on difficult mode, it's only a nice gentle slope down from there. So build yourself a 15-minute morning routine to wake you up and to prime you, to get you into a state where you can achieve things, where you can be 1% better than you were the day before. So I've told you mine in the past: cold shower, push-ups, electrolytes, eating some breakfast, and some movement. Doesn't have to be that. But whatever you do, make it something that you don't necessarily look forward to doing. Make sure it's short, make sure it's something you can repeat, and make sure it's something that wakes you up and something that serves you. Okay? And to be clear, when it comes to the habits, one of your habits should not be go to the gym, because that isn't something that you're going to do daily. That's not sustainable, it's not healthy, and it's certainly not something that I would recommend. So that is step number 1. Step number 2 is to use a calorie calculator to figure out what a sustainable calorie deficit is for you and to get your macronutrients. Now, mine is free. Many of you guys have already used it. Over 5,000 of you at this stage have already used it. If you haven't already, or you want to check that your numbers are right, feel free to click the link that is underneath this video. One thing I would say, make sure you are honest with the calculator and do not add calories back from exercise. I see a lot of guys do this. They'll get their deficit number, then they'll go and do a 200 calorie cycle or a gym session, and they think that they can add those back in. As long as you're honest, the number that it gives you includes absolutely everything. Then what I want you to do is multiply that number by 7 to give you a weekly budget. This is going to give you a lot more freedom over your food. This is going to remove the impulse to binge at the weekends, whether that's on food or booze. And it's also going to prevent the whole diet starts Monday attitude if you fall off the rails on Wednesday. And then the last piece of the puzzle here is to make sure that you're tracking your food using an app like MacroFactor, if you don't mind paying a small monthly subscription, or MyFitnessPal. I'm affiliated to neither. It's completely up to you. The one caveat I will add to this is do not use apps that tell you it's using AI to scan photos of your food. In the future, this technology is going to be a game changer. It's going to remove the friction. It's going to remove yet another excuse as to why people aren't tracking their food, and it's going to make it a lot easier, which is fantastic. But the technology isn't there yet. And one of my clients, Marius, even found this out this week. Maybe in a year, maybe in 6 months. But right now, as of January the 30th, 2026, the tech ain't there, guys. Unfortunately, we still have to do the work. But once you get to the swing of it with the tracking, it honestly only takes you about 5 minutes per day. And the other thing I would say is once you've gotten proficient at it, you only need to really do it for 4 to 6 weeks as well, guys, okay? Next up, what are we going to eat? Well, the last thing you want is a boring, rigid meal plan. What you want to do instead is stick to some principles. And these principles make being unhealthy impossible. So the first one is you want to be prioritizing eating real whole foods. So this could be eggs, it could be meat, it could be yogurt, it could be fish, rice, potatoes, dark chocolate, fruit, vegetables, you name it. The fewer ingredients that are on the packet, the better. Or if it doesn't have a packet, even better. The next thing you want to be doing is prioritizing protein and fiber. Now, if you use the calculator, you're going to get the exact numbers for you to aim for. But if you haven't, or if you don't want to, or you're already working off your own macros, as a very generic rule of thumb, aim for at least 120 grams of protein and at least 30 grams of fiber. Funnily enough, I think guys actually struggle more with fiber these days than they do with protein. But if you're hitting those two, it's going to help with your satiety, so how full you feel. It's going to help control your hunger. And of course, the protein is going to help build the lean muscle once we add the movement and resistance training in, which we will talk about shortly. You do not want to be starving yourself on low carbs. Remember, guys, carbs are our body's preferred source of fuel. I want you guys to be dreaming about the fact that I've said this sentence so many times this month. We do not get the body that we want by starving ourselves. We get the body that we want by fueling ourselves and then using that fuel with good intention. Next up, you want to make sure that you are drinking plenty of the good stuff, at least 3 liters of water per day. And if you can, I would add in some electrolytes in the morning. Next up, you want to make sure that your meals are quick, simple, repeatable, and filling. And if you need some ideas, you can click the link underneath this video and get my free recipe book. And it's got 15 fat-burning meals that are all ready to make in 15 minutes or less. And they're all healthy and high in protein. And this is important, the last bit of this puzzle, as I want you to make sure that you're including something that you love and look forward to every single day, as long as it fits into your calories. So some examples I've written down here It could be sugar-free drinks. It could be dark chocolate, air pop popcorn, jelly, Baby Bells, protein bars. The list goes on, guys. There are plenty of things that can fit in your calories. It just takes a little bit of research on your side. And if you want to get to your goal faster and you're willing to make bigger sacrifices, then of course it is going to help if you give up gluten, trans fats, added sugars, processed food, junk food, and alcohol. But remember what I said the other day. Your goal, ultimately, when it comes to your diet, if you remember nothing else, is to create a calorie-controlled diet made up of real food and simple meals that you enjoy, which help you to hit your goals with snacks and treats that you love and look forward to every single day. Your path to success, to your goal, does not need to include low carb, fasting, skipping meals, and bland food. Then, once we've got the diet sorted, we want to set ourselves a movement target for the week, guys. Now, this doesn't have to be 10,000 steps. Most guys start off by averaging about 5,000 to 6,000 if they're completely unaware. Now, I appreciate a lot of you guys watching live are already above that, which is absolutely fantastic. But what I want you to do is find your baseline. So pretty much every phone these days, certainly iPhones, and I'm sure Androids do too, will have some sort of health app or pedometer built in already. If you don't have one, download one and just let it track your steps in the background for a week so that you get a baseline. Then what I want you to do is add 10% to that number until you get to about 10,000, okay? Not even 10,000, it could be 8,000 or even 12,000. So find your baseline. Let's say it's 5,000. Next week, you want to aim for 5,500. The week after, about 6,000, and so on and so forth. You keep adding 10% week after week. Before you know it, you're going to have doubled, maybe even tripled your step count. And like I say, build up to 8,000 to 12,000. The reason I give you a range is because just like your calories, I want you to see your steps as a weekly target. And just like the calories, that way it's flexible. And it means that you don't give up on your whole week if you have a bad day. And I get that building up to 10,000 steps can be a little bit intimidating, maybe overwhelming if you're nowhere near that or if you've never done it. Because again, our mind can't wrap itself around the fact about things that we've never done before. So it's very natural, whether it's earning a certain amount of money, doing a certain number of steps, going into a gym, skydiving, it doesn't matter. If we've never done it, we've never done it. So our brain doesn't understand it and there's going to be a lot of resistance towards it. Remember, our brain loves to keep us in a state of comfort, a state of homeostasis. It wants you to stay the same. And this is why I hate the phrase, I'm just listening to my body. Because the last thing someone who is morbidly obese needs to do is listen to their body. They need to listen to a coach. So I appreciate it's overwhelming, but the reality is it's only about 90 minutes per day. And you don't have to do it all at the same time. Plus, walking is something that you can very easily multitask when you do, whether it's doing calls or meetings, listening to podcasts or music, phoning a friend, walking the dog, taking the kids out to get them active and burn off some of their energy so they sleep better at night and don't bother you in the evenings. And if you build up to 10,000 steps per day, that is the equivalent of you running 70 marathons in a year, which adds up to over 140,000 calories burned, which is pretty damn cool, guys. So it's well worth it. And then to complement that, you need to be lifting weights. But you don't need to be going to the gym every single day, and you certainly don't need to be spending 2 hours per session when you are there. 3 to 4 45-minute sessions a week is more than enough. The key, and honestly, what I see 95% of guys missing is intention and intensity. Having structured workouts, pushing yourself a little bit harder every week, and sticking to them long term is the goal. You should not be switching exercises or switching entire programs every 4 weeks. For context, I switch my own program every 12 to 14 weeks. Most of my clients, I switch every 8 weeks. But the guys who've been with me for longer, they move up to more of a 12-week quarterly schedule like myself. Because the results come from consistency, but you don't want to get confused between consistency of going to the gym and consistency of doing the same exercise week after week. Because exercises aren't just exercises, guys. They are skills. And if you've never done one before, or never done one properly, or never done one with proper time under tension and real mechanical load putting through the muscles, it's going to take you 3 or maybe even 4 weeks to get proficient enough at it that you can actually feel the muscle working. And that's the point. The point is not to just get in and get out as fast as possible. It's to make sure that you're putting mechanical tension on the muscle, not the joint, so that you can actually grow that muscle. So you can break it down and build it back stronger, okay? So it's consistency of doing the same exercises every single week and increasing the weight that you lift over time. We call this progressive overload. So focus on compound movements, track your workouts, and progressively overload. You don't need to overcomplicate it any more than that, guys. And to tie all of this together, potentially the most important part, you need a dialed in sleep schedule, guys. Sleep is the foundation of your health. And without a solid protocol, you have got absolutely no chance of making it in the long run. Maybe in the first 3 or 4 weeks, maybe with a little bit of willpower and motivation, you will make a little bit of progress. But long term, winners and losers, guys who are doing it 5 years, 10 years down the line, who are living that healthy lifestyle, they have got their sleep dialed in. But again, just like your workouts, just like your steps, just like your food, just like your calories, just like everything else that I have taken you through, you do not need to overcomplicate this, and you don't even need to sleep 8 hours per night. What I want you to do, what I want you to think about when you go to bed tonight is quality and consistency over quantity. Think about it this way. 7 hours of high quality sleep beats 8 hours of trash sleep. So follow the 3-2-1 rule at night, where you are stopping eating 3 hours before you go to bed, where you stop drinking water or anything for that matter, any liquids, 2 hours before you go to bed, and try to limit your time on social media and emails and anything else that is going to stimulate you and jack up your dopamine an hour before bed. It's not necessarily to say that you need to come off the screens, because I know a lot of you, including myself, we have blue light blocking glasses. As long as you've got a good pair, the ones that make pretty much the world look red, that's how you know if you've got a good pair or not. You can stay on your screens, but it's more about what you are looking at, what you are consuming. If you're reading late night emails from your boss, or if you're having an argument with your missus, or texting your ex, or looking at corn, because I can't say the word with the P, or, watching a murder mystery documentary or something like that about serial killers, these are all going to jack up your dopamine and adrenaline. These are not things that you want to be doing before trying to bring your heart rate down to a resting level. And get as much sunlight as you possibly can. I appreciate a lot of you are in the Northern Hemisphere, me included, just about. And there's not a lot of sunshine going around at the moment. I get it. But this is super important, and hopefully in a month or so we're coming out of winter, and I know for a fact in the next few weeks we are all going to get a few days of blue sky. So even if it's cold, even if it's snowing and icy and horrible outside, get out and look up at the sun. I promise you, we are all solar powered, and do not let anyone else tell you otherwise. This isn't just important for your mental health and because everybody looks better with a little bit of a tan, but it's also important to anchor your circadian rhythm, your internal body clock that governs when you wake up and when you go to bed. One of the reasons people struggle to sleep more in the winter is because they spend more time inside. So the body clock, the circadian rhythm, gets very confused. So when you do have those little breaks, even if it's for 15 minutes, it doesn't take long. The sun is super powerful, even in the winter. Get out, stop what you're doing, and embrace it. I promise you. I promise you it's a game changer. But listen, there's a lot to the topic of sleep. This is a very in-depth one. And this is honestly the one, having looked at all the check-ins we've done over the last 4 weeks and speaking to all my clients and living through it myself, this is the one that trips up people the most. So if you haven't already watched it, or if you're still struggling with this, go back to day 4. That was day 4. And watch the video I did on the superhuman sleep protocol. And think about it this way. I was talking to one of my clients, Jody, earlier today. I don't know if Jody's in the chat at the moment. But if you think of fat loss as a game that you're playing, dialing in your sleep is what makes this game that we're all playing easier. It's what gives you unlimited ammo. It's what unlocks the whole map. It's what makes you invincible. It's the cheat code, in other words. And it's funny, when I was talking to Jody earlier today, he asked me how I was able to sustain my energy and discipline, or whatever you want to call it, consistency with these lives throughout this month. And I had a little bit of a think about it, and I realized, you know what it is? It's the sleep. This whole month, in the last 30 days, I've had 2 bad nights sleep. Honestly, really, if you look at the data, it's only really one. I had one where my sleep dipped all the way down to, I think it was like 58 or 57 on my Apple Health, my watch app. Other than that, I think I've had pretty much every night above 87. I have been so focused on this, and I promise you, if you get this right, it will change everything for you and anything that you are trying to achieve. Remember as well, they've done studies on this. You can lose weight, but if you're not sleeping right, you're just going to lose muscle, not fat. And that ain't a look you're going for, because your goal isn't weight loss, it's fat loss. So do what you have to do. I appreciate this isn't necessarily something that you can fix overnight, but work on this. If your sleep is trash, if you know you're only getting 6 hours, if you wake up every single morning feeling tired, put the work in, put the effort in. Think about it this way. Even if it took you 12 weeks just to fix your sleep, and you're 50 years old, let's say, that's 40 years of good sleep. And now the difference between that, the compound effect over time, could be the difference between you living an extra 10 years. So this is worth working on. It's worth fixing. And then last and least is supplements. So at a bare minimum, what you want to be doing is taking creatine monohydrate, vitamin D, and omega-3s. Again, there's a whole video on this, which I did on day 8. I went and had a look at that. So if you want the dosages, the brands I recommend, and the science behind each of these supplements, then feel free to check that out. But please, guys, please remember, supplements are like amplifiers. They only work if you're already living the healthy life. They're there to supplement your efforts. And in the grand scheme of things, they move the needle maybe 5%. And that's the full playbook, guys. Simple, right? But simple doesn't mean easy, does it? And that's the problem. And the sad reality is that deep down, you guys all knew all of what I just talked to you about. Maybe I framed things in certain ways that you hadn't heard before. And most of you have probably given it a go. But less than 2%, guys, of men actually stick to this. And we have the data to prove this. We've talked about this over the last couple of weeks. The average man right now in the USA and the United Kingdom is 27% body fat. 27%, guys. Less than 2% are under 15%, and less than 0.2% are at 12%. Now, truth be told, I don't think you need to aim for 12%. 15%, in my opinion, is the sweet spot. It's where aesthetics, so how you look, meets performance. And I know that you guys aren't trying to win Mr. Olympia. I know you've got no interest in eating all of your meals out of Tupperware. And I know that you don't want your fitness regime to consume your life. But it doesn't have to. The problem for most guys isn't that they don't know what to do. It's that they get stuck in the messy middle. They doubt themselves. They major in the minors. They get distracted. They get stressed, busy, tired. And then they start to compromise. And then they start to crack. And then they quit. And that's what I want to help you guys with. But before we get into all of that, let's have a look and see who's in the chat here. John's here. Let's go, Doug. Dropping this here. Workday done. Friday night gym session in. Keeping things moving. Love it, my man. Elvis Gibbs. Nice, cool name, bro. It's been a great month tuning into your community with awesome advice. Thank you, bro. You are welcome, my man. Marco's in the house all the way from Rotterdam. What a month. Still going strong for the rest of my life. Turning 67 next Monday. Pension. Nice. A lot of extra time for exercising, walking, and paying attention on what I'll eat. Good man. Andrew's in the house tuning in from Canada. Nocturnal's here from Seattle. Let's go. Charlie's in the house from Tbilisi today. Russ is here. Peter's here from Sweden. What an inspiration. You're very welcome, my friend. You guys have inspired me to keep going. Trust me, if no one had turned up, I would have been like, well, this is awkward. Richard's here with the bionic bicep. I love it, my man. Thank you for the support this month. Means a lot to me. Brian's in the house. Ryan's here. Good man. Paul's here. Will's here. Kevin's here. Marius is here from Brazil. Phil's here. Adrian's here. Great series vlogs, Doug. You're welcome, my man. Lost 5 kg this month and hit my new highs in my lifting. Epic, my man. Spirits are high. More productive, happier. Feel better in my clothes. Boom, 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 boom. Tick, tick, tick. Thanks, Doug. Thank you. Thank you. Thank yourself, brother. Welf's in the house tuning in from Saudi. Gary's here. Vernon's here. Awesome. Welcome, my man. I've seen your check-ins, Vernon. Thank you for doing those. Gearbox. I love that. I only use AI to track calories when I'm out on the pit. Yeah, fair. Pub meals. When I'm locked in every other day, I just weigh everything and reuse the same. Yeah, you know what? So that's actually a great point. And of course, you can be flexible with that. I would actually say when you're out on the razzle dazzle, the two options I would use is one, either track ahead. So it's a good way of holding yourself accountable. So you can say like, I don't know, I'm going to have 6 beers, 10 beers, whatever it might be, and put them in. And then it kind of like gives you a bit of you can kind of gamify a little bit. It makes it a bit more of a laugh with your boys. Like they kind of find it a little bit funny. You know, you're not doing it there and then. You put it in beforehand, and then you can kind of make a bit of a game and a joke about it. And yeah, of course, then we can use these tools to our advantage and just accept that there's a bigger margin of error. You have to remember, guys, that like food companies are already given a 20% margin of error with the calories that are put on the labels. So if you're adding to that margin of error with the fact that you're taking a photo of a meal that the AI just isn't capable yet of calculating accurately, it could be 50% wrong. And then what's the point in doing it? You're just wasting your time, and you're wasting your energy, you're wasting your efforts. And you could be driving you insane thinking you're doing everything right and think, what am I doing? And it's right there. Lee's here. L2 cardio afternoon. We're Land Lakes FI, cool. Late to the party, Josh is here. Kevin's here. I'm getting my steps while I listen. Wicked, man. Hello from London. Hello, my friend. Adam's here from Wellington, New Zealand. Yes, my man. Appreciate you turning up early in the morning. Oh, my boy's here from Sweden. Yes, my man. Get a dog and the problem is solved. Yeah, 100%. I'm actually thinking about getting myself a Doberman this year. If anyone's got one, let me know your experience. Done my first cold shower this morning. Holy F. Love it, my man. Well done, Lee. That's absolutely brilliant to hear. Agree with Hoos. I averaged just over 15,000 because of my pup. Yeah, 100%. If you want accountability, if you want a buddy who's going to get you out there every single day, woo, dogs are great. I think Richard's looking after 8 at the moment. He might be able to tell you that. Matthew's here from Australia. Jody's in the house. Love it, my man. Ryan's here. I go for walks and my runs outside at every opportunity, although most of the workouts are around 5 to 6 a.m. Yeah, Ryan's a savage. He's up early, getting after it. This week has been great, though, as has had work off. So could walk outside in the day. Yes, fat loss from my stomach. Wicked. That's great news, Graham. Average just over 13K for the year. Happy with that. That's brilliant. British supplements. Cool. Don't know what that means. Okay, 5% I see. Cool. Can't wait to rewatch this. Malcolm, my man in the house. How's it going, brother? Absolute gentleman, that guy. Marky Mark is here. Yes, my brother. All the way from Scotland. How you doing, my brother? Good to see you. Montana's here. Good God. Good. Look at this. We've got a massive crowd tonight. This is awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Brian, you've changed my life. Thank you so much, Doug. You have changed your own life, my friend. I am literally just the amplifier. You were tuned in. Think of all the people that haven't heard this. All the people that are just shutting off. All the people that are going, I already knew that. All the people who are too fucking arrogant. You are not. And because you dropped the ego, because you listened, you got the results. It really is that simple. Thanks, Doug, for doing all these streams. Extremely helpful. You are welcome, my man. Love your work. You're welcome. Wellington and Wellington, Shropshire. Cool. Rethink the dog. They ruin my sleep. Nah, dogs are great. Boom, boom, boom. 15% is definitely the sweet spot. I just want to feel good, look good, and be healthy for my family. Bosh. Well said, my brother. Well, with that said, that is exactly what I want to help you guys with. You see, you don't realize something. So I've not just been trying to help you guys out this month. On the sly, I've also been testing you. I've been seeing if you're the sort of guys that I want to work with. And if you guys have made it this far, which a lot of you have, and it blows my mind, and it honestly is one of the things that gives me the most pride in my life. If you still here 30 days on, think what we could do together in 6 months, guys. Especially if we're working one-to-one, not in a group setting. So, I'm going to open up 5 slots on my coaching program today. But before I tell you about it, I want to make something crystal clear. Because this program is not for everybody, guys. It's not for beginners who've never heard of what a calorie deficit is. It's not for guys who are looking for quick fixes or hacks or short-term, transformations for their holiday in 3 weeks' time. And it's certainly not for men who aren't willing to do the work. And if you wonder why some of these lives have been tough love, now maybe it makes a little bit more sense for you guys. I've not got any time for tourists. This is for driven guys like you guys who want help navigating this messy middle. It's for the guys who actually want to build a lifestyle, and it's for men who want to have their health as an asset, not a liability. But this is not about me giving you more information. Yes, you're going to get access to over 120, maybe 130 videos that are in my private community that aren't on YouTube. Yes, I'll give you my AI, which I have developed and not released to the public, which is trained on my brain, every single word that I have ever said on YouTube, which is about 700,000 words, by the way, if you were wondering. And it can answer any question you've got day or night, 24/7. Yes, I'm going to give you access to over 20 resources and swipe files that can dial in your food, your recovery, your sleep, your stress. Yes, of course, I'm going to build you your own personalized, structured workout program around the equipment you've got or what you have got in your gym. Yes, I'm going to take care of all your nutrition and give you some structure and guardrails there. Yes, I'm even going to build you your own habit tracker to keep you accountable to your daily non-negotiables. Everything that you need, guys, to dial in your mindset, your macros, your workouts, and your habits. But I'll be honest with you, that's the shiny stuff. What really makes the difference, what you're actually doing if you join a world-class coaching program, is bending time. That wasn't really a good bend. Bending time. Because you're getting someone in your corner who has already completed the mission that you are on. Someone in your corner who has helped hundreds, nearly 1,000 guys at this stage to do the same thing. Someone who knows where all the booby traps are. Someone who knows how you're going to feel before you even feel it. And someone who can help keep you on track when your life goes tits up, because it will, because life has a tendency to do that. You see, the real difference maker, guys, what has made the difference in this month and will continue to make the difference in the long term is not more information, it is the accountability. Because without our accountability, everything that we have been through over the last month, everything that you know, everything that you have done counts for nothing. You could take all of this information, everything that we've been through, all the energy from this accelerator, all the motivation you're feeling right now, and apply it, and you will get incredible results. I have 100% confidence in that. The problem you've got is that going it alone is exactly what you've tried in the past, and it's exactly what led you back to where you are right now. Think about it. It's very easy to think that things are going to be different this time, though, and I understand that, because right now, we're all pumped up. There's 63 of us, 64 including me. What happens in 3 weeks? What happens in 3 months? What happens when tomorrow? The guys who go it alone end up just wasting their time. That's the most depressing part about my job, to be honest with you. I see it. They look for quick fixes. They look for more shortcuts, and it doesn't go to plan. But I can tell you what that looks like right now to save you the time. It looks like more supplements, cookie cutter, nutrition advice, generic programs from cheap apps done by influencers who are in their 20s. And I've got so many examples of guys who've been through programs like this in the past with me or with other people. They've gone it alone for 3 weeks, and then they come back, tail between the legs, and they say, I thought I could do it myself. I thought it would be different this time. They didn't get hit in the head and just forget everything I'd taught them or someone else had taught them, though. They just realized that going it alone without any support or accountability or a community, as we've built, was harder than they thought it would be. It's like the kid who thinks he's ready to take the stabilizers, the training meals, off his bike after one day. And so the dad does, and then the kid rides for 30, not even 30, 3 seconds and falls over. But they fall off, they get frustrated, they pick themselves back up, and then they ask the dad to put their stabilizers back on, and we do. Because we understand, because we've been through the process ourselves, that it takes time. It takes repeated accountability. And the thing is, guys, you don't need more information. In fact, I would argue you need less information. Because right now, what holds so many guys back, and they say this to me when they join the program, is the fact that they don't know what to do. They've got so many options in front of them. They're like, I don't know where to turn. And that's why when I ask my clients why they invested in my program, pretty much every single one of them, 99 times out of 100, they say for the accountability. You see, for most of the guys I work with, this isn't their first rodeo. As I said, this program is not for beginners. They've lost weight before, but they always gain it back if life gets a little bit busy or something goes wrong. They've tried the free programs. They've tried the supplements. They've tried the ebooks. They've watched all the YouTube videos, but they just finally come to the conclusion that the best and the fastest way to get what they want is with help, support, and accountability. They drop the ego. And that's what makes the difference when you're not motivated, guys. And here's the thing. At the end of the day, you're going to pay either way. You're going to pay with time or you're going to pay with money. What did I say the other day? Are you lazy, stupid, or arrogant? Well, I have a little think about that. And I want to add a fourth one. Are you scared? A lot of guys nowadays, funnily enough, especially high-performing, high-achieving guys, are either too arrogant or too scared to ask for help. They think they can sort of figure it all out themselves. They would rather suffer in silence than get someone to help them. And I know that because I've been there myself. This is what's so crazy. I spent years being a stubborn little prick, thinking I could just figure all this stuff out by myself. This is a funny story, I'd actually reached out to a coach myself to help me with my business years ago, had a call with them, but I was put off by their price. So I spent another 2 years just going around the houses, spinning my wheels, and it was constantly 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. And then finally, I swallowed my pride, dropped the ego, faced my fears, and joined his program. But do you know what was funny? Well, it wasn't funny at the time, but in hindsight, it's funny. In those 2 years, his price had doubled. So I paid a tax. And it's a tax that I call the arrogant tax. You could call it the idiot tax if you want, but that sounds a little bit harsh. So you can pay someone who knows, you can bend time, you can hit your goals, and then in 6 months, you're sweet. Or you can stay arrogant and you can wait 2 years, 5 years, even 10 years. And I've seen it happen, and it's completely up to you guys. A lot of guys will talk a very, very big game. I've seen it a little bit this month. A lot of talk. Cool. The successful ones are the ones who play the game. They turn up, they do the work, and they actually talk a little bit less. The losers are the ones who stay comfortable. They celebrate their wins and they relish in them rather than getting on with the next piece of the puzzle. The winners embrace discomfort, guys, because they know that's where the change happens. So you have to decide if the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. That's kind of the decision that you've got to make at this stage. Because we all tell ourselves, oh, it'll be fine tomorrow. Oh, I'm just a bit busy at the moment. But we all know that tomorrow, it never comes. We all tell ourselves it will, and we all tell ourselves there'll be a perfect time, but we all know deep down there isn't. So, the usual price for my program is £2,000 for 6 months. It's about $2,750, roughly. But I promised you guys an outrageous offer. So, here's what I'm going to do. There are 5 spots going, just 5, and I'll explain why in a second. But as a thank you to you for all your time, your energy, your effort this month, the first 2 people, the fastest fingers, will get 50% off that price. And the other 3 will get 25%. But that's not all. Because I'm also going to guarantee your investment, guys. So, here's how it works. If you follow the program I give you, and by the way, I've never done this before. So this is brand new for you guys. If you follow the program that I give you and you don't hit your targets, the target that you and I set together, because it's going to be different for everybody. Some people it could be lose 20 pounds. Some people it could be hit 15% body fat. It's going to be different for everybody. I'm going to refund all of your money. I'm going to coach you for free. And I'm going to pay for your gym membership for a year. And if that isn't enough, you're also going to lock in the price that you pay for today forever. So that means in 6 months' time, if you decide to renew for another 6 months, which you will, because pretty much every single person does, and I'm sure if some of my clients are here, they'll tell you, you will keep that discount. And if I'm honest, I haven't announced this yet, but you guys are the first to hear it. My price will probably be £3,000 this summer. I think I told you guys that I'd signed up to a mentorship early this week. He actually just sent me my action plan for the first 90 days of my program. And the first thing he told me to do was put my price up. Now, I'm not going to do that just yet. But I am going to put it up eventually. Why? Because as he said, in his words, you're a fucking good coach. And I've got all the evidence to prove it. And also, and this is why I'm only doing 5 spots, guys, because I'm full. I don't want to hire another coach and dilute what I'm offering you. I've worked with coaches in the past where they sell you on this offer, you start to work with them, and then you realize that you're working with some EA in the Philippines or some 21-year-old who doesn't even know you, and you realize it's very cookie cutter and not personalized, and you feel very scorned and pissed off because you spent a lot of money on this, and you're paying to work with someone to get their energy, to get their time, to get their knowledge, and you're just getting palmed off to someone else. I don't want to do that. So the only option I've got is to, over time, scale my prices. And the other thing is as well, guys, that I got into coaching because I love coaching. Ask the guys who are in my program. They will tell you. I am sure they will tell you what their experience has been like working with me. But if you doubt them, that's fine. Go to my website. Maybe they're all Mossad agents in the chat. Go to my website, 3rd link under the video, and see all the transformations. Read all the reviews for yourself. So you'll be saving even more. Because if you buy now, join now, and I'm $3K in the summer, you get the price forever. Guys, I do not fucking miss. Name one other person, just one, who has turned up 30 days straight. I am one of fucking one. Not a single other coach in the world has done this. And you know what's funny? I loved when I saw this. I know some of these guys, some of the people that you watch on YouTube as well as me. Good guys. And they messaged me. And they said, bro, fair play. This is impressive. I couldn't do that. Yeah, you're right. You couldn't. But I'm a psycho. So, that's 2 spots for £997, 3 spots for £1,499. I wish I could take on more. Obviously, I would make more money, right? And this is my business. This is how I pay my rent and buy food. But that wouldn't be fair to the guys who do get the spots, and as well, it wouldn't be fair to the guys who are on my program already. I cannot work with any more than 50 guys at once. To be clear, you do not have to be in the UK to do this. The link that I'm going to put in the chat in a second is set up to adapt to your local currency. So if you're in the US, it will show the price in dollars. If you're in Australia or New Zealand, you get the idea. I should say as well, I checked this morning, there are 33 guys who are already on my waiting list because I shut my program at the end of December. 33. They were told, just as you were told, that I would be making this outrageous offer today. They are primed already, and they are ready to go. In fact, they're going to get a very pleasant surprise because they already knew the price. They already knew the full price. They didn't know the discounted price. All that to say, if you are going to do this, you need to move fast, guys. So I'm going to put the first link in the chat in a minute. But before I do, I just want to quickly tell you what will happen if you are lucky enough to get one of these 5 spots, because I'm pretty sure they're going to go quick. So as soon as you join, you will be redirected to my onboarding form. This is very detailed. It gets you to answer about 38 questions. And this is so I can get to know you and understand where you're at right now and where you're trying to get to. That will enable me to get you set up over the weekend so you can start on Monday. And then you and I will have a one-to-one onboarding call like this over Zoom, which we'll do on Tuesday or Wednesday next week, where I lay out all of your personalized attack plan. And then we will have one-to-one coaching calls every single month. This is not group coaching. This is one-to-one with me, no one else. Okay. Are we ready, guys? First link is going into the chat. Now, when you load it up, you will see the full price. What you want to do is use the code LIVE50. It doesn't matter if it's all in caps or not. That is LIVE, L-I-V-E 50. There it is. That code is set up that it will only work for 2 people. After that, it won't work. Once I see those come through, I'll give you the second link, and the other 3 will go. Let's have a quick look and see who's here, because I saw quite a lot of chat coming through while those are coming in. Where did I get to? Wellington. I feel like it was around here. Ah, Michael, good stuff. So context, Michael is one of my clients. Follow up, and we had a chat earlier today. Iced tea, 4 calories. Awesome, love it, man. Fill your boots then. DG Fitton. Fitton. Sorry, my eyesight is terrible. My laptop's a bit far away. Up to 3 minutes. 3 minutes? Wow, impressive. But warm compared to minus 30 degree outside from Ontario. Wow, man, awesome. Ryan, thank you for the last 30 days, bro. You are the man. You've knocked out of the park. You know I'm in for the long haul too, buddy. Yeah, man. Ryan, honestly, I feel like you've been an absolute fucking stud this month, man. Your transformation and the mental, what you've been through. Obviously, I won't share it here. It's personal, but it's incredible to see, man. And it's an inspiration. And just keep it going, man. Lee, I'm going for 18% by April the 20th. Cool, man. I'm guessing April the 20th is a special day for you. Think bigger though, man. April the 20th. I like it as a short-term target, but what happens after that? What happens after April the 20th? That's what I want to know for you, man. Where are we up to? Thanks, Deke and Doug. No quick fixes, but no friends either, okay? Hey, first live. First and unfortunately last, I'm afraid, my friend. 10 kg lost in 6 months with Doug and his program in 2024. Harry, my man. Sorry, I looked at the message for the Harry's a legend. Good to see you, brother. Would fully recommend. I was very happy with the body shape change. Received many positive comments on the results. Awesome. Good man. Scott's in the house. Been with Doug since November. One of the best things I've ever done. He's spot on. Cheers, my man. Legend. Richard, best investment. Legend. Thank you for this accelerator. It's like a lit a fire inside me that hasn't been there since I was in the Marines. Love that. Because what you've helped me do this month, 2026, will be my best year ever. You're welcome, my brother. Marius, as a client, I highly recommend working with Doug. His coaching program is awesome. And Marius has only been with me for 4 weeks. Boom. Michael, agree. Love that, man. Russ, you're welcome, my friend. Ryan, Doug is a fantastic coach. You have to get on board, guys. I couldn't recommend him highly enough. Yeah, I mean, listen, guys, it's funny Russ has said that. So at this stage, your brain, a lot of you, is going to be looking for reasons as to why you shouldn't do this, as to reasons as to why you should stay the same. Because as I said, your brain craves comfort, guys. It craves something called homeostasis. And this is wired into us deeply. And unfortunately, even if we are unhealthy, it still wants us to stay the same. This is why you have people who struggle with addiction, whether it's with drugs or gambling or alcohol. You would think, why is the brain like not telling them to do something about it? The brain loves homeostasis. It doesn't really recognize the difference between what's going on. It just knows that you're alive. So your brain's going to be telling you it's not the right time, or it's a lot of money, or I need to ask the wife. But as I said, guys, it isn't. I had this conversation with Charlie. I hope you don't mind me saying, Charlie, earlier, was it yesterday? It's never going to be the right time, guys. It will never, ever. You're right now, you're looking at your calendar and think, in 3 months' time, it's quieter. I can do it in 3 months. That calendar's going to fill up, guys, just like mine is, just like everyone's is. You're going to spend this money on something, and trust me, if this is a conversation you feel like you need to have with the wife, in 6 months' time, she's going to think she's married a different guy, and I'm pretty certain she's going to be happy. Trust me. You might also be thinking, oh, well, this won't work for me. Well, my youngest client right now is 31, and my oldest is 79, and both of them are getting incredible results. So there's no reason why it won't work for you. I'll be rewatching these videos all year round and all of your stuff on YouTube. And the moment I'm able to save a bit of cash, I'll be on your program like a fat kid on cake. No worries, brother. I should say, actually, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier. I've said a lot today. You're able to join, whether it's debit card, credit card, it doesn't matter. So it's all done through secure payment links and stuff. Andrew, for people who are on the fence. Okay, so I've not even read this yet, but I'm going to tell you right now. Andrew was on the fence for a long time. He was saving hard to get on the program, and he took a big leap of faith joining me, and I recognized that. And I'm going to read his comment. For people on the fence investing program, I can assure you, it's like you're investing in Bitcoin in 2010, but getting something much more valuable than money. Legend. That's very kind of you, my man. And sometimes I wish people could see the private conversations I have with some of my clients, the levels that Andrew is ascending to in terrifyingly short space of time are insane. Like, I'm not talking fitness. I'm talking life. I'm talking levels on levels on levels, guys. And it's absolutely epic to see. So that's where we're at, guys. Listen, the offer's going to be there for the weekend. As I say, what I will do is I will fire out an email later today once those spots are gone. And then I will give you the code for the other 3 for the ones who are at 25% off. At the same time, I will also be emailing people who are on that waiting list and giving them dibs on those offers as well. So if you're not on that waiting list, third link in the description underneath this video, and it takes 45 seconds to put yourself on the waiting list. I will send you all the details of the program so you can see exactly how it works, exactly what you get, and the packages that you've got available. If anything hasn't been clear today, if you want me to clarify anything, drop me a question in the chat. I can stay on for a couple more minutes. Or what I can do is you can just drop me an email. My email address is doug@spartan-fitness.com. In fact, I'll put it in the chat so you guys can drop me an email if you do have any questions that you want over the weekend, and I will be online to answer them. So here we go. There we go, guys. There is the email. I don't have a brother, and I don't want one or calling me brother, but I respect you. Okay, let's just remove you, Graham. We got through 30 days, and we didn't have to remove anybody. But yeah, soz, Graham, you are out. Cool. All right, guys. Well, listen, it's been absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for tuning in over the last 30 days. It's been wild. And you know what? I wanted a challenge. It's been a challenge to persevere through this, through the days where you don't feel like turning up, when the motivation is at 0. But it's amazing how fast you can get better at something, get more comfortable with something, and level up. And hopefully you've seen that. And as I say, more importantly than all of that, hopefully you guys have taken some value from this and enjoyed it along the way. So if you're joining the program, very excited to be working with you. If you're not, best of luck, and we'll be back to the normal videos next week. All right, guys, thanks very much. Have an amazing 2026. I'll see you very soon.